Okay, so I am attempting to go live again. Everything just completely froze up on me on the last one. Like, I know I was still live, but I couldn't do anything on my computer, and I think it's because I'm using my iPad as a sidecar. So hopefully this live stream works a little bit better and doesn't do the same. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find another way to do it. But what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys today about Aftershoot and how I use Aftershoot in my workflow for culling photos. Now, if you don't know what culling is, basically that's where you take your entire, let's say you shoot a wedding, and you take your entire collection of the photos you took that day and you cull down. So basically you select the good ones and get rid of the blurry ones and the eyes closed and the random shots of the ground or a test fire of Casey as I'm testing lighting, something like that. That's what culling is. And it takes a long time most of the time. When you're shooting a wedding, you're shooting, you're shooting. Sorry, I'm reading a message here. You're shooting like 1,500 photos in a day, sometimes more. So to be able to actually call that down into what's usable, let's say 600 photos, so you're cutting like over half the photos away. It's also duplicate, stuff like that. So that can take a long time to do. So the good thing about Aftershoot is it does all of it for you with AI, and it actually learns your culling style as you go, and it'll adapt to that. So I'm going to show you my workflow. There are a ton of ways to use Aftershoot. I'm going to show you the way that I use it and the way that I feel is personally the best for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to basically just walk you through the way that I use Aftershoot and then how I get them into Lightroom. And it's super simple. This is the way that works for me. Like I said, there is all sorts of different ways to use Aftershoot. There's deeper dives into this stuff. You can multi-select photos. I feel that Aftershoot does a pretty good job. I just kind of go back and kind of peek at it after it's done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually call a real wedding, the next one that I'm working on here for this summer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to call this, and I'm going to show you how I would call it. So you see Aftershoot here. It's got some of my galleries on here. And basically, I empty this out every now and then so it just doesn't bog anything down. But I don't know if it does. I just want to make sure that it doesn't. So what's going on? Let me just jump over here. What's up, Micah? Kat said literally uploading photos from a shoot on Friday, and I'll be using Aftershoot. That is awesome. So before I get into this, in the description, I did leave a link. I don't know if it's an actual link or if it's just the link. But if you go to aftershoot.com, when you sign up, if you use the code JoshRussell10, you'll save 10% on your purchase. So by using that, it is an affiliate code. I am sponsored by Aftershoot. I am one of their affiliates. So I wanted to let that know for full transparency. But they're not paying me to make this video. I just really like it, and I want to show you guys how I use it, and in hopes of maybe you adapting it to your workflow. I do make a small percentage if you use that Josh Russell 10 code as well, so I do appreciate that. That's basically the only way that I get paid through Aftershoot is through affiliate marketing and whatnot. So without further ado, I'm going to take my glasses off so I'm not like causing a glare the rest of the time on my glasses. The first thing that I do when I get home from a wedding is I dump all the cards onto an external hard drive. So I make a folder, let's call it, so we're doing Kaylee and Bill's wedding here. So basically I just name a folder, Kaylee Bill, take all the SD cards, dump the files, the pictures right off the raw files into that. And then what I'm going to do from there is that's when I would open up Aftershoot. So I don't have Lightroom open yet. That's the third step. So the first step that I do is I dump all the photo files into a folder. After that, I open up Aftershoot. I'm going to click New Album, and you're going to see this folder. So you can label this album. We're going to name this Kaylee and Bill, even though it would do that. I know I spelled their name wrong. It would automatically do that with the folder. It'll rename it to the folder. So I'm just going to hit Add Folder. I'm going to find Kaylee Ann and Bill's photos. So it would be under Photography. And then it's going to be, where are you here? Did I pass it? Did you guys see it? Kaylee and Bill. There we go. So this is 1,923 photos. I don't have to select any of the folders or photos. I just want to select the folder. I want to hit import. Now this is going to start bringing all of these photos in. Now it does take a little bit of time, but think about going through 1,923 photos manually and selecting the star rating. So like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. Now I hope when you were calling before, you were using that star rating. It is very important when organizing to use that star rating and the color scale. So green, red, yellow, purple. I think that's it. But anyway, these are ways to maneuver your Lightroom much quicker. So I hope you were using them. If you weren't, you are already causing yourself a lot more trouble in the long run. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm just letting this get all these photos in here. And it's just going to turn them right side up and stuff like that. It automatically does that. I don't have to sit here and wait for this. It's going to do it as it goes along. Now think about 1,923 photos just to call. So that's just adding a star rating to a photo, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each one. And how long would that take you? You know, like that's, let's say, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours that you're just sitting there doing that, maybe even longer, depending on how you break it down. Like, so prior to Aftershoot, I would have been using, like, I would have done the family photos for a while. And then I would have did, or the getting ready. And then I would have did the ceremony photos and then the family photos. And I've done each chunk like at a time. And by doing that, it kind of, it sped up my workflow. I don't know if I'd really say it sped it up, but it broke it down into easier chunks to do. Now with this one, you don't have to do that. So I have this in here. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit start culling, bring this little screen up right here, and it's going to ask me to choose my thresholds. So I'm going to kind of roughly go through these thresholds. Now I am not as good at explaining these as my friend Justin is. If you go over and watch Justin Benson, he's one of the creators of Aftershoot. You can check him out, and he gives a lot deeper detail about everything. So he can explain it a lot more. If you go over to his the Aftershoot YouTube channel, the Aftershoot Facebook, the Aftershoot community, or just check out Justin's Facebook. He gives a lot deeper into this, where I'm just going to kind of touch on them quickly. So basically, they're calling the blurred photos. So I have it set to strict. So basically, it's going to exclude all photos where the subject is not sharp. Little tolerance for soft subjects. Or objects. So there's Justin, by the way. Basically, what it would do is it would select the best of all of the photos. So this is another thing that this is going to do, is it's going to group the duplicates. So let's say you have a photo, let's say you have a family, and you take the family photos, and there's like 5 photos that almost look the same. So like you're like snap, 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 snap. It's going to choose, AI powered, choose the best of those 4 photos, and it's going to select that one. The other 3 will get stacked at the end, and you can look through them if you want. But like I said, Aftershoot does a pretty damn good job of picking the best ones. So I don't ever really go through them that much. I'm going to actually set this to extreme. I did have it on strict, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to extreme. That way it kind of keeps the numbers even lower. Selection in duplicate set. So the top 20%, I have it on moderate. The top 20% of images from duplicate sets will be chosen. This is the middle of the road option, as somewhat similar photos will be included. Now, if I want to go to less, only 10% of the images. So basically, you can see right there. So if I chose the best one, other 3 that are similar, but maybe the head is a little different, it's not going to choose those. I want to set that to less. I just called I think it was like a 16 photo wedding, and it gave me like 800 final images. That's a little too much for me. Like basically what I tell my couples is they're going to get anywhere between 40 and 60 photos per hour of photography. So if they have me for 10 hours, they're going to get between 400 and 600 photos. 800 is a lot of photos to return. It's also a lot of photos to edit on the long run. So I'm going to make sure that that number is down just a little bit. Amount of highlights. So highlights are based on algorithms from popular social media photos. So basically what this does is it goes through and it chooses some photos that maybe you would want to use as a sneak peek. Now, with that being said, I hardly ever do anything with these photos, so I just turn mine off. I don't want them to do anything. And then I also click advanced. I make sure the closed eye detection is on, the blur detection, and the duplicate detection. And now all I have to do is just hit start culling. Now this is going to go through and this is automatically going to cull these photos for me. I don't have to touch anything else about this. I can literally get up, I can go get a coffee, I can go use the bathroom, I can go work on something at the studio, get lighting set up for the next shoot, do whatever I want, and this is literally just going to do it for me. So it's basically, I would say 1,900 photos. It's going to take about 20 minutes. And then, yeah, and then it's done. So for the next 20 minutes, you guys kind of have me right now to do whatever you want. If you want to talk, you want to chat, you want to ask me a question about your photography, if you want to ask me a question about my photography, feel free to open up the floor for discussion and let me know what's going on. I would be happy to talk to you while this is culling, while this is going through the whole process. So like I said, if you use the code JoshRussell10 when you're checking out at Aftershoot.com, you can save 10% on your purchase. So, yeah. So basically what it's doing, like I said, it's culling. It's already at 6% on step 1 of 3. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to get your photos ready. It's going to read them, figure out what they want to do, and then from there, from there, then it's going to actually call those photos down, and then the third step is just fine-tuning. So it does take a while. Let's say, you know, like I said, I'm going to guess this is about a 20 to 25-minute project right now. It could be a little bit longer. It should tell me within the next minute or so how long it's going to be. But it's doing it itself. Like I said, I can step away and go work on something else. I can, now it does bog your computer down just a little bit, and I do have a brand new MacBook with the M1 Ultra, but it does tighten up your computer a little bit. So I would suggest going to do something else. So right now it says time remaining 17 minutes 2 seconds. So I would suggest going to do something else. Maybe go get lunch. Maybe, like I said, work on setting up lighting for the next photo shoot that you have coming up, or just go hang out and watch some YouTube, or talk to a friend, or you know, whatever you need to do. Like me, I can turn my projector off because I left my projector on. Maybe not. So yeah, it's up to you what you want to do, but you can hang out for the next 17 minutes or so. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I am here for you. I'm gonna actually see how this looks. Sorry, got an email. I had to read it real quick. So yeah, I think I forgot about the code when I purchased my premium account. I didn't forget about the code for Unscripted, though. Hey, that is what I'm talking about. Unscripted is another amazing app. I absolutely love Unscripted, but you can always cancel your Aftershoot subscription and then start it again with my code. Or you could also just email them, or use the live chat and just let them know that you purchased it, but you forgot to use the Josh Russell 10 code. There's a live chat on their website, and usually Harshit or Justin or Veronica is one of the people that answer that. So I'm sure they could help you. They could probably get you that 10% off and take care of it. I don't think they would have a problem with that at all, especially just tell them I told you. So yeah, right now we're at 16 minutes 39. I totally forgot what I was doing on my phone now. Oh, I was going to check and see how this live and take looks. Care of it. I don't mind. Sorry about the echo. Awesome. Looks good. I always want to make sure about that. Like I said, while I have a second, yeah, go do that. But yeah. So, like I said, the people over at Aftershoot are awesome. And while I have you for a second, let's talk about Aftershoot Edits. So, Aftershoot Edits is a new software that's coming out by the creators of Aftershoot, clearly. And this is awesome. Like, I'm excited to talk about it because it is AI driven, AI powered editing. So basically, what you do is you upload a bunch of your photos and it reads your edits and creates an AI powered machine based around your editing. So, like, I had to upload 5,000 photos. And that's about the number, the threshold that you have to upload with edits. Now I know that seems like a lot, but like I said, if you're shooting weddings and you're using this way, and you're shooting 1,500 wedding or 1,500 photos at a wedding, you only need 4 weddings and you got more than enough that you can send them. So if you're shooting 4+ weddings a year, if you're shooting 10 senior sessions a year, this software is going to be incredible because one of the things that is also time consuming and can also kind of be a pain in the butt sometimes is editing the the in between photos, like the not the banger photos. So let's say like the getting ready stuff and the ceremony itself. Like yes, it needs attention, but what if there was a software or what if there was some type of way that could edit those for you in your style? So then you don't have to take the time and edit these photos. That's what Aftershoot Edits is going to be able to do. It's going to be able to take and your style, learn it, and then apply it to photos in a gallery, just like this culling software is. And I've seen it in action. I've seen it firsthand in action, and it's incredible. And I can't wait for it to come out. The beta comes out real soon. If you want a link to sign up to get on the beta, message me after this is done, or leave a comment on the video if you're watching like on YouTube or on the group or whatever. Dude, it's going to be awesome. Aftershoot Edits is going to be incredible. And I forgot I'm wearing my Aftershoot shirt today. Let me jump over here and let me show you here full screen my shirt. Totally coincidence that I'm wearing this shirt, but we got about 11 minutes left on the clean on the call. So yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I think Aftershoot Edits is going to be an absolute game changer. It's just going to be incredible for editing, and it's going to be incredible on the photographer side of things. What is it? Use moderate system resources. Oh, well, let's just crank this puppy up to high. I didn't even know that was an option. They must have added that recently, so you can actually crank up your resources here. Let's see how bad that kills the stream, though. Let me know if the stream gets real bad because I just pumped this up to high. But it also dropped that down now to 9 minutes. It took 3 minutes off of it. So if you're not also streaming and running an audio interface and a webcam and all of that, it probably is a good idea. And then also your computer probably would go faster as well. Now, the cool thing about Aftershoot is you can install it on as many devices as you want. The only thing is you can't be signed into multiple devices at the same time. So let's say I'm working on this laptop, but I go to my studio and I want to work on the iMac that I have there. I can use it. I just can't have both instances open at the same time. It won't work. Just got a message from someone. Let me just read this. It's basically a spam message. I don't like spam Facebook messages. Like it wasn't like I know the girl, but it was like a message like she sent it to everyone. Like, it's like, here's my message. Hope you like it. So yeah, man, I am just. I see. So I take. I take Monday or Sundays and Mondays off most of the time, and because of that, my Tuesdays are insane. Like, I just get emails. I have to answer a bunch of emails. So then what I do is, once I answer all these emails, then my phone just blows up because I respond and then they respond. I'm also working on a big project with Daryl Wilkerson for down in Chicago that I can't talk about yet, but it's going to be pretty awesome. And then I'm working on a few big headshot client gigs too. So like multi-subject, multi-person, like full company headshots. So, which I could also use Aftershoot for as well, to call down to like one per person, one photo per person if I wanted. So, we're down to 6 minutes and 20 seconds already. So yeah, I should start like a counter to find out how many times I say "so" in a video, because I feel like that's one of the words that I use in my vocabulary quite often. 5 minutes 58 seconds now. We are almost there. By the time I went and got myself a sandwich, had a soda, and grabbed a small bag of chips for lunch, come back, and this would have been done. 17 minutes. Like, I take longer to tie my shoes in the morning. No, I'm just joking. I don't tie my shoes. I just slip them on. But no, seriously, like, think about the hours that you would have spent calling, but instead you just put it in here. Now it's at 3 minutes and 54 seconds. So think about the hours that you would have called, and you just saved yourself. It's doing it for you, with the exception of, I'm going to have to go through and kind of just look at a couple photos real quick and make sure that it looks okay. And I can show you that process as well. So I already know, like, when it calls these photos are going to become together. These photos are going to get put together. These photos are going to get put together. All of these photos are going to get put together. These. So this is going to call this down so much, because as you can see, as I'm looking through these, I take a lot of the same photos because, either I'm shooting burst or I want to make sure I have the shot. So that's what this is doing, is this is going to go through and this is going to pick the best one of all these multiples. And it's going to do a fantastic job, I hope. Now, this is also, some of these are Casey's photos. Steph also helped me with this wedding. I was kind of mixing between shooting photos, taking video, doing a little bit of everything in between on this wedding. So we got about 1:30 left of step 1. And then we'll see how long step 2 and step 3 take, but it shouldn't be as long. I should have threw in that background music on here. My kids are making really weird noises up there. Let me yell at them real quick and see what they're doing. Yeah, they're cleaning a bookshelf, but it sounds like they're just tearing stuff up there. So, yeah. What do you guys think of the new Insta360 Link camera that I bought? I think it's a game changer because I no longer have to set up a big giant camera with a lens and all of that. It's right here for me. So that's done. Step 2, time remaining a few seconds. It's initializing. It's doing the actual call now. So 17 minutes to do step 1. Let's see what step 2 is. Now it's going to start calling, adjusting your lenses. And what I wanted to talk about, almost done, finding duplicate photos. What I wanted to talk about, it's waking up the magical unicorns now. When I go through this in a little bit and I go through And like I said, I got to check a few photos to see how it did. Basically, what I do then is I make sure that it didn't miss any artistic photos. So they've done a pretty good job over the year or so that the program has been out with the updates as far as making sure that it selects an artistic photo and not just a blurry photo. Now, every now and then it will miss a photo that I've created blur on purpose, bokeh on purpose, and it's not let it come through. So that's what I want to make sure is that it doesn't do that when I'm actually editing. I want to highlight a couple of these right now. Kat said, I'm honestly so excited about that. She was talking about edits, Aftershoot edits. It's going to be amazing. She also made the mistake of forgetting to use my code. So if you've purchased it, message the people at Aftershoot and let them know that you forgot to use my code, and they may be able to help you. I'm not sure. We got Micah over on YouTube that said, hello, good afternoon. What's going on, Micah? And then that's kind of it. Kat a while back said, literally uploading photos from a shoot on Friday, and I'll be using Aftershoot. So it's good to know people are using Aftershoot. They're learning from it. In the meantime, this is only going to take 4 minutes and 23 seconds. So, and it's already on step 3. So think about that. The culling time total would be 21 minutes of culling 1,923 photos down. On top of that, another like 10 minutes for me to go through it and make sure it didn't miss anything or mess up. And I'll show you the way that I do it. I'm probably still missing a few photos, but I think that I've gotten a pretty good handle on where the photos are to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So, because what it's going to do is it's going to go through, and as you can see over here on the right hand side where my mouse is, it's selected so far 263 photos, 185 are blurry, 18 are closed eyes, and there's 2,023 total photos. So I was even off on the count. It's 2,023, it's not 1,923. So there was actually another 100 photos somewhere that I missed when I hit select all. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left. And then we'll be able to show you the next step after this. In the meantime, what is going on in your woods, in your neck of the woods? What's going on around you? I have a few more minutes that I can talk before this is done. Once again, if you want to get Aftershoot and you want to save that 10%, use the code JoshRussell10 when signing up and checking out on Aftershoot.com. Link is also in the description, but I don't know if it's actually a link or if I just copy and pasted the text. So we'll have to wait and see until after I'm done streaming. I feel like this still has that. HDR or no HDR? No HDR. No auto exposure either. Okay, so now it is at 468 selected photos, 474, about a minute and 54 left. Eyes closed, blurries, and basically, so you see the total is 2,023 because it's taking those duplicates and it's stacking them behind these other 3 selected folders. So it's probably either in selected or blurred or eyes closed. So what it does is it selects the best of that stack. Now, yes, there's still 2,000 photos in there, but it's selecting the one out of the 4, 5, 6, 7 of the exact same photo that I took when I was kind of shooting burst. So we're at 5:57 here. There's still going to be a little bit of editing or a little bit of culling I feel like I'm going to have to do when we get to Lightroom at the end, but maybe not. Maybe it's just me overthinking it. Probably close my calendar and open this up just a little bit bigger too. $59 seconds. So like I said, 21 minutes to call down 2,000 photos instead of manually doing it for hours. I'll take that. 612 photos, 621. So I can probably get that number 633, 643. Now, there's nothing wrong with turning in extra photos. It's totally fine. Like 659 photos really isn't that many for me, I guess you would say. 675. It's above the average, but I'm basically over delivering as long as it's not too many photos. Now, you think about it, like you would think, well, this person's paying me a lot of money, they're going to want as many photos as they can. Actually, if you send them too many photos, it can get messy, it can get confusing, it can be too much, overwhelming. So think about it, and call down the good photos. Don't worry about sending them as many photos as you can. Send them as many great photos as you can. Okay, so 3 seconds left. Performing extreme call, step 2 of 3, boom. Step 3 of 3, almost done. 2 seconds, few seconds, 1 second, generating highlights, saving results. Time remaining, 26 seconds, 22 seconds. Let's go, 19. Almost done. It's saving the results. Basically, what it's doing is it's just saving all of that, and then I'm going to go back and mess it all up. So we're almost there, and I'll show you the next step, 6 seconds. All right, we are there. With that being said, my iPad froze again. So hopefully this is still going. This says that it called 20 minutes, 57 seconds. It's all the longer it took. I wonder how I can get that to not be like that. All right. So hopefully you guys can still see me. I don't quite know if you can or not. Let me see if I can fix it here real quick. It still sees that it's there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second, guys. So Sidecar has a problem a lot. I have a problem with Sidecar messing up quite often. All right, so now I got that open, but we're backwards. So let me figure out what to do here. System preferences, display settings, main display. Okay, we're back in. We're back. We're in progress now. Now we're good. Let me just get rid of that for now. Okay. Crisis diverted. We're good. Okay, so we have all the photos. They're all called. We're going to go through and we're going to see what's up, what eyes were closed, what was blurred, and what we need to just manually get rid of. So here's what I do. Take my hand, I put it on the 5 and the 0. So I take one hand, 5, 0. My one hand stays on my number 5. The other one will float over to 0 as I'm using the arrows. So let me go down. We're going to start with eyes closed. And we're going to see if we need any of these. So basically, I'm just going to go through these. And I'm going to see if any of these photos are worth keeping. And if I click on it, I can see that pretty much none of these are needed. This one right here I'm going to keep. So basically, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to hit 5. It's going to automatically put it into that selected folder. Like I said, here's Casey. We don't need that. There's a photo of her looking down. There's another photo of her looking down. I'm going to guess there's another one in the selected folder like that. I'm going to look at these real quick and just see. So they're not blurry, so we're going to keep these. So basically I'm going to hit the 5, and that's good. Photo's nice and in focus. We'll hit the 5 on that one. I want to keep this one. How's this one look with Dad? So that one's blurry. We're not going to keep that one. How's this one? That one's good. We're for sure going to keep that one. So this is why you want to go through and you want to look at them to see how they look. It's a little overexposed, but it's raw. I could have used it. We'll keep that one. How's this one? Definitely keep that one. We're going to keep that one. We'll keep that one. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll through these, hit 5 on the ones I want to keep. Otherwise, I'm going to keep it at 0. We'll hit 5. We'll keep that one. We'll keep that one. We'll keep that one. So this one's already edited, so we'll keep that one. We'll keep that one. We'll keep that one. I'm okay with some eyes closed as long as it fits the aesthetic. Does that make sense? All right, so that is all the eyes closed ones. And basically what I've done is I've taken them, I've put them over here now. Now we're going to hit Save Changes. That froze again over there. Okay, so next step, we're going to go to the blurred, and we're going to do the same thing. So these are all blurry, 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 blurry. So I know what was going on here. I was actually running with the filter, with the Pro Mist filter on here. So that's why they all have a blur to them, which I want to keep that blur on some of them. So we're just going to keep going through here, see what we got. So these are all pretty self-explanatory why they're blurry. I think this one says it's blurry because there's nothing in it. So we'll keep it. I guess there's a better one there. So you can see here it's called out stuff that I was just trying to find locations. Called out this one that I missed a shutter. Ah, look at this one. Woo! Okay, so we may have to come back and grab those. So see this one? His face is just slightly blurry, so it caught that, and that's crazy. I would not necessarily call that blurry. So let's also keep an eye on those. This definitely comes with practice too, on how to see these photos for what they are. I've been doing this for quite some time, so I catch a lot of stuff. So these are all photos I've already edited. Haha, look at that one. Yeah. Cool. So all of a sudden it just came back and now it works. All right, so we're now sitting at 660 photos. 660 total photos. Now let's just sneak through. Let's just peek at some of these just to make sure. I'm just going to scroll through them quick and see what's going on. Like, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 0 because I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. This truck. This doesn't need to be in there. Don't need this. Don't need this. Look at this kid's face. Look at that. Rawr. Love it. This one, don't need that. Don't need this. That one's dumb. That one's dumb. Because we're using 3 cards, sometimes it gets a little confusing, so you got to kind of pay attention to what you're doing. See, now we're on a second card. And as you can see, that was that photo that I was talking about earlier, and it put 4 photos together. This is no duplicates. This is 3 duplicates. So you got to look at that when you're doing them. Like, so this I don't need, this I don't need. So I'm going to have to go back and find out. I'm missing one of the groomsmen. Maybe 2. So I have to go see where those are. So you just got to kind of go through these and see what's going on. See where everything is at. And go from there. Alright. Edit family photos, family photos. Take Casey out of here. Now we got some rain photos, more rain photos. More rain photos. This is a dark photo. There's a picture of Steph. Don't need that. Cakes. 3 more pictures of Casey. Get rid of those. Scrolling through. Camera 3. So these are going to be some more candid stuff. Don't need that one. 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 So we got her coming down. That's a blurry one. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. So these, oops. These pretty much all can go away. I don't use any of those. These are like secondary angle photos. I don't want those. Look at that. Look at that face. Alright, so we can get rid of all these. 0, 0, 0. Blurry. Not important. Not important. Not important. Not important. Not important. Not important. So now we are at a much more tolerable 585 photos. Still calling out though. So now we're at 580 photos. I got to figure out what happened to these groomsmen though, because we're missing a couple groomsmen. So we're just gonna find those groomsmen, see what happened to their photos, because there should be 3 of them, right? 1 guy, 2 guy, 3 guy, 4 guy, 5, 6 guys. Is that what it is? Let me see here. I don't feel like there were 6 on each side. I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So where's my other guys? Let me see where these dudes are at. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. There's a dad. There's another one. There's a little guy. Do I got one of this dude? No. And there's a group photo here. And then I want to go down and look at there's wedding party photos. So we're going with one of those. Individual girls. So we got 1. We got 2. We got 3. We got 4. We got 5. And 6. See all the faces there. We'll select that one. And we're going to hit save. And just like that, it says this won't take long. So we are now at 594 photos to export. That is an amazing number right there. Did we grab one of these? I like that one. 595 photos. That easy. Still, like, honestly, probably at, maybe a half hour. Do we have one of these? No, we do not. We're going to grab that one. How does that one look? So this is why it's a good idea to kind of go back through. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It missed some of these artistic ones here. Save that change. 596 final photos. And we're going to hit export. So this is what, at this point, is now where you can choose if you want to export to Lightroom Classic, Lightroom Capture One, where you want to go if you want to export them. I'm going to export to Lightroom Classic. All I'm going to do is hit that button. And it's going to open Lightroom Classic, which was already open, so it should go a little faster for me, but maybe not because I'm streaming and all that, all the above. But it should go a little quicker for me. So Lightroom's here. Okay, now see what you've done is it's opened it up. It's started a catalog, or it's just going to add a catalog, and it's only going to choose those 5-star photos. It's not going to choose all the other stuff. At least it shouldn't. But it is. Let's cancel that out. Let's try again. So it should call and import 590 photos. 590 photos. Is it something I'm doing? Let's just exit Lightroom altogether. And then we're going to export to Lightroom Classic. Maybe it's because I had it open and everything. So, because it should only bring in the... So it's still bringing them all in. Sort by... Why is it wanting to bring all of them in? Cancel. Where are you here? Aftershoot. Oh, because I was not on selected. I was on all. So it was trying to bring them all in. So that was my fault. User error, my bad. Click on select. Make sure you're in the selected. Then hit export. Then go here. Now you can see what it's going to do, which it should have did in the first place, but I'm an idiot, so it didn't, is it's only selecting the 5 stars. It's not bringing everything else in. Now, if you wanted to bring everything else in, go ahead, do it that way the other direction, like clicking all, and it will put all those tags on it, the fives, the zeros, all of that. But I just wanted to bring in the 5 stars. If I want to go back and import the rest of them later, I will. But I just wanted to bring in the 5 stars. So now you can see it's going to start bringing in all those 5-star rated photos, the green ones, and it's really that simple. So I've been live for 55 minutes, so under an hour, even with 2 mess ups of my stream, under an hour, I've now called 2023 photos to 590 photos with just honestly like 10 minutes worth of work, 15 minutes worth of work, and then like 30 minutes worth of waiting on the program. So it's a kind of a no-brainer, especially at the price. I'm not quite 100% sure on what the current price monthly is or yearly. I think it's right around $100. Let me see if I can find it quick. Pricing. So if you go monthly it is $14.99 a month. There's a free version as well, but there's a 30-day trial. Monthly $14.99. If you pay for the year, it is $129. It looks like somewhere right around there, 130. But then use my 10% off coupon code and save yourself 10% off. Josh Russell 10 on the checkout. Just use that coupon code, and it'll save you some money. So, and now that it's just bringing all these in, I can step away again if I want. When I come back, it's time to edit and time to get them all going, and it's really that simple, honestly. Oh, it froze again. Side note, sidecar is terrible. The sidecar keeps freezing on me, so like now, honestly, I can't even get off of the live stream. So now you're stuck with me until sidecar starts working again. It's just showing a spinning sidecar of death right now. So, and I know it's because I'm doing like 700 things at once, but I want to blame Apple, not my overusage of said peripherals. So these are all in here now, ready to edit, and I can just go to town on 590 photos instead of a ridiculous amount of 2023 photos. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, it's even opening over there. So that's how Aftershoot is used. That's how it's done. That's how I use it in my workflow. Even with the mess ups in the stream, we're still under an hour. So in 1 hour, while fiddling with other stuff, I've gotten this thing called over into Lightroom and ready to edit. So now you're talking, 4 or 5 hours of editing, and then you're good to go. So you've cut down a 5-hour wedding from what could have probably been like, I don't know, an 8 or 9 hour wedding. So you're saving yourself time by spending a little bit of money. It's so worth it. People at Aftershoot are incredible. So once again, not where I am sponsored. I am an affiliate. I'm one of the sponsored photographers, but I was not paid to make this video and show you guys how I use it. I just wanted to introduce it and show you how I use it because I think you can get some information out of this and include this in your workflow so easy and save yourself some time and hassle and maybe keep yourself from getting agitated at weddings because nobody wants to call through these photos and nobody wants to sit and look at 1,500 photos that they've already taken. So yeah, I hope this helped. I'm going to get out of here now that I can access this again. And I will talk to you guys later in the next video, in the next live stream, whatever I decide to do from here on out. Now that I got this awesome Insta360 link, the possibilities are endless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.